been a lot of conversation today, particularly about who you are as a defender. What do you think allows you to find success on that end of the floor?
I mean, it's easy to look at me and think that I can't defend. Whatever I get it, we've talked about it for a while. But I think if you tested my lateral quickness, I think I test out pretty good. But then also just, understanding what guys want to do, understanding what the shots that we want defensively, being physical, trying to be physical without fouling. And then at the end of the day, just having a lot of pride and a lot of heart. And I think that's what I've tried to pride myself on my whole career.
How much of being good defensively is the mental side of things, understanding what opponents want to do, where to be, that type of stuff, versus the physical attributes that you mentioned?
I personally think it's way more important. Obviously, you have to have a certain level of physical skill, but there's so many times where people talk about these guys that are supposed to be great defenders because they're disruptive, and that's important, and they can, get steals and get blocks, but you miss all the other stuff that goes into defense, like, being in the right spots, helping, not losing sight of your man off the ball, not getting back cut, putting in effort every possession. Like, I think that stuff is so important, especially at this level, because even the best defenders, even the best on-ball defenders in the world get scored on, right? So as a defense, you have to be able to take away the easy stuff and force teams into the shots that you want, and then live with that. And I think we have a lot of those guys here that are really smart, understand the game plan, understand what we're trying to do.
You mentioned how opponents view you as a defender. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I'm not going to answer that. I think it's pretty obvious, but it has slowed down a little bit towards the end of this year, which is good. We also have a lot of good defenders, but yeah, I mean, I'll take that challenge. Whoever wants to go at me, and again, I'm going to get scored on sometimes. Everyone gets scored on. Evan gets scored on occasionally, and he's hopefully going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Jay gets scored on a lot. But I'm going to try and make life difficult for guys. I'm going to force them into the shots that we want them to take and try to give a good contest and live with the rest of it.
Is that like a challenge within yourself that you took on at the start of the season, or how did that progression come about?
Yeah, I feel like I had some good moments last year. I just didn't have a ton of reps. And I knew for one I had to get stronger going into this season. I think that was one of the things that maybe got me in trouble a little bit last year. Again, laterally, I do think I've always been pretty good, but I put a lot of work in the weight room this summer and focused on being more physical and whatnot, and I think that's definitely translated.
You mentioned it being award season. Tonight, Sixth Man of the Year is being handed out. Ty's a finalist, not sure if he's going to win. But what are the feelings that come to mind when thinking about everything that Ty has been through and then getting to that point where he's a finalist for that award?
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, we have had similar paths as far as an ankle injury taking us out for basically an entire season, and we got, we had the same agent, so we got the surgery from the same doctor, and I know last year was really frustrating for him. Not just not being able to come back, but then I know there was, not a lot of people knew exactly what was going on. Not that there's anyone to blame for that. It was a tricky injury. Again, I've had basically the same thing. And he comes out and has a great summer, great training camp, and he's just carried it on. He's been so good. Everyone saw it the other night. We've seen it all year. It just feels like anytime we need something offensively, he's able to provide it, and just keeps making those tough floaters and those crazy followaways and hits deep threes and competes, and just I hope he wins it. I think he's very deserving of it.
Does he talk more trash to you guys here in this kind of environment, or the opponent?
Probably pretty close to the same. He talks to everybody he can. He'll score on you and he'll let you know. He'll let the whole team know. But that's who he is, and that's what gives him so much confidence, and that's why it's so fun to watch when he gets going like he did the other night.
We've not spoken about them like individually with Ty and DG and Don, but all three of them combined for 85 the other day, and only 4 turnovers, and obviously 10, 11 assists. When you have multiple ball handlers like that, to be able to do that all on the same night, what can that do for this team as far as just pushing them on the offensive end?
Yeah, it's like you said, the 4 turnovers is so impressive. That's a team that tries to force turnovers, and the efficiency that all 3 of them played with, they all looked so under control. And some nights it's going to be like that, where Don and DG or Evan or Ty go off, and some nights maybe Miami adjusts, and now it's on the other guys who knock down shots when they help. So I think that's been a strength of our team all year, is different guys stepping up on different nights. So we'll see what the next game brings.
From your perspective, you mentioned last year lack of reps. This year you're a core member. You're 6th in minutes in game 1. What's that journey been like for you?
I was, when we did our intro video the other night, I got a little emotional just because I remember 2 years ago when I had just got called up by the Cavs, and we came out for game 1 and I got chills, and it was so exciting, but I was not going to play. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, I'm going to make this happen. And last year I thought I might play, but wasn't totally sure. So just, it's been a tough journey. I've been waived twice, had an ankle surgery, spent a lot of time in the G League, but it's been such a fun ride with this organization, and I'm proud of the progress that I've made, and mostly just so excited to be on a team that has a chance to do something special.